Okay, here we are. How about we go ahead, we're gonna just start in a tabletop position. So we're seated, but we're just gonna bring our hands forward. Knees will be under hips, shoulders over wrists, and almost feeling kind of a doming effect through the fingers. So allowing the finger pads to feel a strong connection to the mat, which helps out a little bit there with the wrist. We'll take an inhale as the belly drops, shoulders move away from your ears. And then on an exhale, let's find that cat stretch. Tailbone drops. And we just begin just moving with your breath, noticing your breath. A very important part of our Pilates practice, moving the body with the breath. We take an exhale as you go into that cat stretch, opening up the shoulder blades, dropping the tailbone. It's an inhale as the heart center reaches forward, tailbone lifts. Just a couple more here. On your own, easy cat-cow. All the way up. And then we're just gonna hold here in a neutral position. I'm gonna take my right leg today. As I reach it out, I'm gonna lift it right about hip height. So I'm gonna control it, keeping it right about hip height. Flexing my foot, feeling that reach through the heel. And then if you'd like to find the left arm, bringing it up. Very quickly here in class, stabilizing through center, and we'll release that. Okay, we'll go to the other side. Left leg goes out, left leg goes up, foot flexes, really reach that. Right arm goes up, eyes are down here. Holding, breathing. And then we'll go ahead and release that. Let's curl the toes, just curl the toes here underneath you, hovering those knees. They're just barely off the mat, just barely, barely, barely off the mat. Let's tap those knees, hover one more time. The knees are barely off the mat. And then we'll lift those hips up and back into a pike or downward dog position. And then just walk your feet towards your hands towards your feet. Here, the belly pulls in as you feel that connection through the soles of the feet. And then we roll our way all the way up to a standing position. Roll those shoulders back, finding lateral flexion as one arm comes up and over. Big stretch there. And then you just flow with that. So as I go over to the left, I feel a strong grounding down through the right side of my body to find that stretch even a little bit more deeply. And I'm going to do one more round. Eyes follow, up and over, and release that. Let's send those arms here out long, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Here we go. Just a gentle twist, and then come on back. So keeping your hip bones forward, you just feel your ribs gently rotating around the hip bones. And then we go again. And then one more time. It's a gentle rotation, just warming things up. Let's take those arms up overhead. Hands will go behind the head, feeling the head move back into the hands, maintaining proper posture. Let's go over to one side and then left. So you feel it's a gentle movement of the head back into the hands, working through center. As you come up, feel yourself growing a little bit taller. So you go over and then grow taller. And you go and grow taller. And one more. You're feeling a little lift through the base of the skull there. Last one. And go over. All right. Let's take those arms down. Turn your palms on an inhale. We create some length. Exhale, the chin drops. And we're going to roll the spine. One joint at a time. All the way down. Those knees will bend. The arms are heavy. The neck is relaxed. You're feeling a big stretch through the back of the hips. So most of us want a generous bend in the knees. Where we don't want to be would be here. That's where we don't want to be. So bend those knees, spine is long. Begin to push down a little bit into your feet as we reverse this movement, feeling the spine stack one joint at a time upon itself, rolling those shoulders back. Now the arms go up. Let's lead with heart center as the booty shuts the door all the way down, and we'll find plank position. Holding plank position, arm bones drawing in, belly strong. Making sure in plank position that those hips aren't dropped here. We don't want to be in the lower back. If you feel that's where you are, maybe lower the knees. Let's hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we'll all lower down. Maybe you want to lower down through the knees. Maybe you just want to stay controlled as you make your way all the way down. Okay, here we are. Just move my mat just a little bit. Okay, we're ready to warm up the back muscles. Legs are long, legs are straight, tailbone reaches towards your heels. Roll those shoulders back. And then as we make our way up, we're really focused on lengthening as we lift. And we release that down. Easy here in the neck area. Roll those shoulders back, tailbone long. Lift, easy. And release. We'll do one more of those. Roll the shoulders back, bellies lift, belly lift. And then we'll go down right there. We're gonna go right into flight. As our hands come towards our thighs, you can bring the legs a little closer in. Lengthen your tailbone because we always tend to lose that. Roll the shoulders back and then you hover. We're just hovering. We're barely off the mat. Your eyes are down towards your mat. Your shoulders are reaching away from your ears. And then we'll release that. All right, let's do that one more time. Roll those shoulders back, lengthen your tailbone. We're strong, we're long. We feel that oppositional reach here in this particular movement. And then we'll release that and just stretch back into our first child's pose. Stretch it back. All right, let's come on back up into tabletop position for just a little bit more tabletop work. I'm going to take my right leg, reach it out, lift it up. My left arm goes up now. Staying completely stable through center. No flexion, no extension. Bend your knee, bend your elbow. And then reach it out. So it's maybe the exhale that brings you in. The inhale brings you out. If that breath pattern does not work for you, just make sure you're breathing, noticing your individual breath pattern. Let's do one more. And then release that. Okay, that's quite challenging to maintain that stillness through center as we're moving the arm and the leg. It's the left leg that goes out and then it goes up. Opposite arm, eyes are down. When you're ready, bend, reach. Find your full reach here. Go all the way out. In and out. How about one more? And release that. Let's take our left leg, just send it out, flexing your foot. So we're going to get into our modified side plank a little differently today. Taking your right leg, find a little kickstand there. And then we're going to rotate, finding the edge of the foot. Your hip draws under. Maybe you want to find the pinky edge if that works for you. Arm goes up. And then we'll come back. I'm going to take my left leg, stretch it out here, or my right leg, sorry, my right leg. And then my left leg takes a little kickstand. And then I move to the knife edge part of my foot. My left hip goes under. Maybe I find the pinky edge of my foot, maybe not. Go ahead and come on back. Let's come up onto our knees. We're on our knees. I'm going to take my right leg, send it out. My arms here will go long. I'm going to find a stretch, big stretch. Then come back and we do one more. Big stretch. And then come back. We'll take those arms down. Now it's a tilt. We maintain the integrity of the body. It's just tilting over. Just tilt over. And then come up. And just do that one more time. Just tilting over. Arm draws down. Come on up. We're going to add on to that. We're going to tilt and hold, drawing one arm up, and then turn the palm and lift. You should be feeling a lot of work right there. Let's tilt, lift, and push. We'll add on here. It's a tilt, lift, opposite arm goes up, 2, and then we move. And again, over, up, and up. Belly strong as you move. All right, let's send the booty back. Hand goes to the outside of the knee. Now the whole hip area comes forward and it's stacked. Maybe you lift your leg, flexing the foot. Maybe the hand goes behind the head. So you feel your head moving a bit into your hands as you hold, reaching through that heel. And then we'll release that. We'll go the other side, opposite leg. Big reach here. Let's find our stretch. Exhale. Stretch up and over. And maybe even lifting those eyes a little bit to keep yourself upright. Holding here, arms go down. It's just a tilt. It's just tilting here and come right back up. Just tilting. You should feel the belly get a little stronger to hold you. Come back up. We'll add on. Tilt. We don't need to go too far. Arm goes up and then push it away. And tilt. Arm goes up. Push it away. We'll add on. Drawing that arm down the leg. Arm goes up. Other arm goes up. Stay strong. And then we move. Last one. Tilt. Slice it up. Other arm goes up. And then, okay, let's take those legs long. Well, actually, we're going to take them in a knee-up position. If you have a ball and want to put your ball between your knees, you can, drawing those sit bones a little bit behind you so that we can find our longest torso. Hands go behind the thighs. So you can use those hands to create a little bit of more length here through the upper body. On an exhale, we're going to draw the belly in, tailbone reaches towards your heels. Your chest softens as those shoulder blades open up. And then we come on up. Exhale, you roll. Chest softens. As that chest softens back, you feel the shoulder blades opening. And you can squeeze that ball to come on up. So if you don't have a ball, don't worry about it. Just keep those knees right to the sky. And then we come up. Let's do one more like that. Exhale, roll. Really stretching, flexing the spine. Rise up. Arms lift. And we can go this way. If you're more comfortable with the hands behind the legs, you can do that. Let's roll that back. Really reach that tailbone towards your heels. And then rise up. So notice where your chin is. We don't want it to drop too much, but it does drop just a little bit. So we can find full flexion all the way from the tailbone all the way into the neck. And then come on up. Let's do two more. Exhale, we roll. Little squeezing of that ball to come on up. Last one. And we hold it. Hold it. Stay wide through the collarbone. Tailbone towards the heel. Squeeze that ball if you have it. Right arm lifts. Right arm goes down. Left arm. Maybe both. Let's go both. Down. And then we'll come all the way up. Okay. We'll put the ball aside. Let's just do a couple half rolls with the legs long because that feels good too. You can really notice the opening through the hip flexor area as we scoop the tailbone towards the heels. Feel that opening. Let's focus on the lift as you rise up. Legs are squeezing. Two more. Back you go. And then up you go. Just moving fluidly, moving with ease. And up. Now we're going to take our time as we roll our way down. Keep your legs squeezing. That'll help keep you anchored as you draw the tailbone towards the heels, making your way finally onto our backs. Okay, here we are. So you'll want your ring or a towel next to you because we'll be using them shortly, but maybe not quite yet. So let's just find that knee up position. Find your pelvic rocks as you just move the pelvis. Allow it to melt towards the mat. We're not gripping here in the booty area, you know, where you're putting a lot of tension there and pushing the back. It's just a gentle rock back and forth. And then we make our way into our spinal roll. As you imprint the spine, the tailbone lifts. You're feeling that strong connection through your feet as you bring yourself up into a bridge position. Hip bones are level. The feet in your bridge are very important. The position of your head is very important. Make sure you have space between chin and chest. We'll inhale here, exhale, soften through the chest, moving one vertebrae at a time. So it takes you a little bit of time to roll all the way down, finding that mobility. Let's go one more time. Imprint, tailbone lifts, and we peel and we roll all the way up. We're heavy here in the shoulder area. Eyes are lifted. For a little bit more work, if you want to push down into the left foot and then feel the right leg come up. Holding that. So you notice your toes, but you're really strong through the heel. And then you bring that down, shifting the weight down into the right, lifting. Let's do one more round like that, keeping those hip bones as level as you can as you're just walking through the legs. Bring it down. Find that gentle pushing down through the foot before that opposite leg goes up. Then you go down, and then those hips go all the way down here. Okay, ring or towel. Let's put it behind our head. I'll use a towel for those at home just to kind of see how to do it. Okay, so your elbows are not on the ground. You want to lift them a little bit, but they're not way up either. They're just lifted just a little bit. Keep the head heavy. On an exhale, we come on up, working through center, ribs glide to hips. And then we're going to go back down. Let's do that a few more times. Exhale, ribs glide to hips. Your belly's drawing down, your eyes follow. And we go down. We'll do two more. Exhale, come on up. So we want to feel flexion happening through the back body as we contract through the front body. Come on up. And down. Okay, let's bring those legs reverse tabletop. You can work more in an imprint if that feels better with the spine. But we want stability here. Exhale, let's come on up. And then you go back. We do that 3 more times. So in this position, it's a little more challenging. Your thigh bones are dropped down into the hip joint. No tension there. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. And 1 more. Okay, we're going to hold this one. Let's hold it as we extend the legs, reach up, and then bring it back. And reach and lead with your big toes. Feel your kneecaps lift as the quads engage. 2 more. Stretch. Bring it back. 1 more. Stretch. Bring it back. And then everything releases and we can set the ring or the towel down here at that point. Okay. Let's find stability, find heaviness through the sacrum tailbone area into your mat. We'll take one leg up and the opposite leg here goes up. Okay, so we're about a 90-90, maybe a little more open here in the knee. We'll go into our leg floats as my right toe goes down. And then it's like it's traveling through space. It's very light. So imagine that it's just very soft because you're focused on staying very stable through center. So it's an easy movement. So it's called a leg float for a reason, because those legs are just kind of floating through the air because of the stability here through center. Let's do 1 more round. Tap and lift. Last one. We're going to hold here. Feel those thighs dropping down into the hip joint. Reach your arms. Let's lift them. Turn your palms toward each other and then drop your shoulders. Dead bug. Right arm, left leg. Send it long. Bring it in. Opposite. Go long. Bring it in. Make sure your lower ribs here aren't popping. Bring it in. Reach. Let's do 1 more round. Lengthen. Release. Inhale. Exhale, legs come together, arms go way out into a T position, keeping those shoulders on the mat. Let's lengthen our spine on the mat as we rotate to the right, lifting the left hip. We don't want to go too far. Stay controlled. Pelvic floor is lifting. Exhale, we come on back. And we go to the other side. Right hip lifts. Right shoulder stays on the mat. Exhale, we come on back. Let's go again. Twist. Keep your knees level. Come on back, making sure that top knee isn't dragging behind the bottom knee. Keep it level because that takes you all the way into the lower back. All right, let's go over to the right and hold it. Extend and stretch your right leg, and then extend and stretch your left leg to meet it, and then come back and bend. And then we'll twist. And it's the left leg that goes long. And it's the right leg that goes to meet it. And you move through center as you come on back. And bend. Let's do that one more time. Let's go twist. Right leg long, left leg long. Exhale on the move and bend. Last side, twist, left leg, right leg. Let's move and bend. Now you have an option. If those hamstrings are really tight and you want to keep a bent knee, you can do that. Or if you want a straight leg, you can do that too. Keep your spine down on the mat. We're gonna go up and over to the right. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. Stay in full control. Exhale, moving through center. We go to the other side. Let's do that one more time. Up and over. Ooh, work through center. Stay in that controlled range. Let's bring it back and then bring it in. Okay, let's put our left leg down. Let's stretch this right leg. Hand goes behind the thigh. Stretch up, stretch down, reach down. One more. Hold here. Flex your foot. Feel those toes coming closer to you. Now reach through your heel, long and strong leg. Drag that heel in, knee to the shoulder, up and stretch. Let's do two more. In, up, reach through your heel. One more. In, up, stretch, reach through your heel. Let's bring that in. And then we're going to go up. We're going to go right into our leg circles. This leg can be bent. Maybe you want to stretch it out. Rotate the opposite leg. Let's cross and circle. So if you need a little bit of a bent knee, that's fine. That's fine. Feel the rotation in the hip joint. Reverse that. We're looking for stability in this particular exercise. The hips aren't moving around. All right, and then we bring that in and just give it a little hug. And we'll go to the opposite. So we take that opposite knee in, and then we're going to stretch it up a couple times. Stretch, release, stretch, release. One more all the way. Now that foot flexes, really reach through that heel. Let's reach it away. Lots happening through the belly there. And then we stay with that movement. Press it away. Press it away. Let's do one more. In and up and stretch and push it away. We'll bring it in. This leg can stay bent if you want, or it can be long. Opposite leg goes up. It's a slight rotation. Arms are strong. Cross, circle. So your arms are strong. You feel a lot of stability and strength happening through center as that leg is turning in the hip joint, and then you reverse it. This is a hard one. This is definitely a very intermediate plus movement to maintain stability while that leg turns. Ooh, let's bring that in. Hamstrings, tight hamstrings can definitely get in the way a little bit of that particular exercise. Okay, let's roll our way up, all the way up. If you have a pillow or anything that you want to sit on to kind of boost yourself up, feel free to do that. We'll go right into our saw. So if you feel that you need to bend your knees to find as much length through the torso of the body, feel free to do that. Okay, we're all at a different place with that. Let's take those arms out. We'll rotate, turn that back thumb down. Little finger goes to little toe as that back arm is reaching away. So they're reaching in opposition. And then you come up, you come forward. And then twist. That back thumb turns down. Feel that underarm stretch. Ooh, you're probably feeling a lower body stretch too. Okay. So let's begin to move with a little more ease through our saw. So instead of trying to force something, just be very soft with it. Again, it's kind of like you're in outer space or underwater or something. You just gently reach. So oftentimes in Pilates, less can be more. When we don't try and overdo or force, the body tends to want to cooperate with us. A little bit more, because it trusts what you're doing. Stretch, make sure you're breathing. This is an easy one to hold your breath. It's an exhale as you go forward. It's an inhale as you lengthen. Keeping those sit bones on the mat. Stretch. Let's do one more round. We're enjoying this today. Now that we just kind of lightened up with it. Okay, good job. We'll go right into some spine stretch with the emphasis on the upper part, kind of this rib cage area in the first part of this exercise, which is a very challenging part of the body to flex. So we're not in the lower spine here. Those arms go up, shoulders draw down, your belly draws in and up, keeping the pelvis vertical. Then you're going over that big beach ball. Ooh, over, over, over. Let's rebuild the spine right there. All right, 2 more times. Your belly's drawing in and up, keeping that pelvis vertical so it's not hinging forward, so you can stretch through the upper back. So now as you rebuild, you feel yourself climbing up a wall behind you. Here, exhale up and over. Your hips stay on that wall, but your back peels off the wall. And let's rebuild right here. Okay, now we're going to do that add-on, which is pretty challenging. Belly draws in and up. Let's go over that beach ball. Okay, now I'm going to lift my eyes, hinge my pelvis forward. My spine here is long. It's not flexed. So everybody will be at a little different place. Exhale over the ball. Inhale. So maybe it's just right here. Maybe you're barely even hinged forward. That's fine. And up. One more. Exhale up and over. Inhale. Stretch. Lift your eyes and bring yourself up. And let's just put those hands behind us, flexing your feet. Just reach to the heels for a moment. Good. And we'll release that. Let's go right into our spine twist. So if you have a circle, you can put the circle right here at the base of the sternum. The shoulder blades stabilize down the back. If you don't, just take your hands just in a circle. And then and maybe move those sit bones a little bit behind you. We want as long of a spine as you can. That's why sometimes having something to sit on is helpful. Let's go ahead and twist. And then let's take it just a little bit more and then find maybe 1 more inch. And then come back. Okay, let's stay tall. Rotate, find 1 more inch, and maybe squeeze 1 more inch from center. Bring it back. Let's drop those shoulders away from the ears. Stay relaxed. Here we go. We'll go up to speed. Twist a little further, and back. So the shoulders are stable away from the ears. Your work and tension is through center. Twist, twist, twist. Come on back. Chin stays level. Come on back. Let's do 1 more round. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Beautiful. Everyone looks really good. Let's do 1 more. And come on back. Okay. Let's put those rings down. I feel like the ring is causing some tension in the shoulders. So let's be aware of that. Get rid of the ring for now. We're going to do that with the arms out, feeling those shoulders down away from the ears. And then here we go. We'll go twist, 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 and come on back. And you go again. Reach, reach, reach. Come on back. So each pulse is taking you a little further. 1 more round. Each pulse. Twist, twist, and back. All right, very good. Okay, I think it's time for ab series. So we'll make our way down to our mat. We're going to do something a little different today since it's our last Saturday here. Make our way all the way down. Okay, so if you do want to use your ring or your towel, we can do that just for this particular exercise. You can keep your left leg straight, making sure you're not overly arching the spine. We don't want that, or that leg can be bent, either one. Okay, I'm going to keep mine straight. Now I'm going to bring my right knee up as my head comes up. And my eyes are right to the outside of that knee. And then I'm going to reach and go back. And then I'm going to bring it up. And then I'm gonna reach and go back. Boy, my head is heavy in my little towel. And I'm gonna reach and go back and lift and reach. Let's do 2 more. You feel a lot of work on that reach. Reach, 1 more. Exhale, inhale, lower. Good job. All right, opposite leg. So the leg hovers, bring it in. So the shoulders going, or your knees going towards your shoulder, and then reach. Head is heavy in that towel or ring. And reach, find that full reach. In and out. Exhale, inhale, 2 more. In, reach. So that leg never touches the ground. It never touches the ground. And then we'll release that. All right, good work. Let's bring those legs reversed, or knee up, and then we're going to take them reverse table. We're going to go right into single leg stretch. If you want to keep your head on the mat for single leg stretch, just working the legs, feel free. Or exhale, come on up, hugging one leg in, lift those elbows, sink your belly. Let's hold this for a minute, and then we're going to switch and hold for a moment. Switch and hold for a moment, reaching. Okay, here we go. We go 8 and 7 and 6 and reach and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Bring that in. Okay, a little variation, a double leg stretch before we get into it. Let your spine melt to the mat. Let's reach those legs up. It's always good to stretch those hamstrings. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to send them a little bit away from us. And then we're going to bend them and release. Let's go stretch. We go reach, release. 2 more. Stretch, reach, release. And 1 more. Stretch, reach, release. Let's go opposite. Let's reach and lift and bend and reach and lift and bend. And 1 more. Reach, lift, and bend. Okay, for double leg stretch, you can just do the reach with the legs if you want. Full expression. Come on up. Hands to the outside of the ankles. Let's go long and then bring it in and go longer and bring it in more. 2 more. Go long. Bring it in. Last one. Bring it in. Release. Good job. Okay, let's take those legs down. Sometimes having those legs up can be a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to take my hands behind my head. And I'm just going to go 4 to the right, 4 to the left, focusing on stability through the whole pelvis area, feeling that sacrum tailbone area sinking to the mat. So my upper body's rotating, my lower body's not. Exhale, we go over to the right and then back down. And you go to the right. So maybe your head doesn't even go back to the mat. You just stay in that working zone the whole time. Here we go. 1 more over this. And back we go to the other side. Lift the shoulders. The eyes are traveling with you. Lift the shoulder. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. Okay, we've got it. Let's bring those legs back. Reverse. We're going to take 2 rounds very slowly. That's a challenge. 2 rounds slowly. Let's come on up into flexion first. Left leg goes long, right leg comes in. Let's rotate over to that right leg and hold it. And then we're going to switch and hold. Let's do 1 more like that. Switch and hold. And we switch and hold. We go to tempo now. 8, 7, 6. Your belly's sinking down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Whew. Okay, what haven't we done? We haven't done the double leg lower. That again is quite a challenging exercise. If you want to take your hands kind of in kind of a diamond, draw them underneath the pelvis, kind of in that sacrum area, just to kind of tilt the hips up a bit. That can be helpful. So we don't want any tension in the lower back. Anytime you have tension in the lower back, stop what you're doing and regroup. Okay, we have options here. You can flex your feet, opening through the hip flexor as that leg goes, those legs go down together, then they come back up. Open from the hip flexor, the angle of the knee stays the same. The opening is from the hip joint. Down and up. We'll do one more. Now you can do a couple more just like that. If you feel that you can take those legs long and squeeze them, you can do that. But this is this pretty advanced move. So I encourage probably most of us just to stay with that first modification. Reach. Only going as low as you can without any lower back tension. Feel that lift up from the lower belly. From the lower belly is where you come up. Okay, good work. Let's let our feet find the floor. Release your arms. I think it's a spinal roll. We're due for a spinal roll here. As you just lengthen the spine on the mat, peel the tailbone, and we're gonna roll our way up right here. And a good connection here with your heels. You don't want your feet way out like that. That's gonna be good, really, strong in the hamstring. You don't want that. So bring those heels in a little bit. Hips are level. Right here from the hip fold. Let's just drop those hips and then lift. Feel your heels. Feel the heels. So you're driving a bit through the heels, but yet you still have an awareness of the ball of your foot and your toes. So those aren't lifting. The entire foot is connected. Feet are very important for bridging. Drive through the heels. Keep the inner part of your inner thighs here in, so the knees aren't going out to the outside. Let's do 4 more. 4. Notice, are you feeling more glute work? Or are you feeling maybe more of a stretch through the front of the body? Or maybe kind of an even work here. Let's do 1 more. All right, and then we'll lower that all the way down. Let's bring ourselves up, find tabletop again. Shoulders are out of the ears. So I'm going to start with my left leg today. So my left leg will just go out. So again, find those little finger pads. Left leg goes out to fire hydrant and it comes back. Out to fire hydrant. So here in this work, you're still working those stabilizing muscles, keeping you from drifting to one side or the other. Lift. Lift. 3 more. 3. 2, 1. Good. Now let's just take the knee and lift just a little bit. So we're not going as high as we can, just a little bit. And then turn the knee out to the side. And then turn it in. So feel that external movement. And then the internal. And then you go external. And internal. And 2 more. External. Internal. 1 more. External. Internal, we find neutral, flexing the foot will go all the way up and down. Moving deep in the hip, keeping the hip bones level, up and down. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2. We'll hold and pulse for 8. Lead with your heel. Up. Up, up, up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Let's drop down to our forearms. We're going to go right into that little crossover that we do. We're going to take the left leg, reach it out. We're going to lift it up, and then we cross it. Let's cross it, lift it, lower it, lift it, cross. So your pelvis, your whole hip area is very stable as the leg is just moving in various directions in the hip joint, up, over, lift, and in, up, over, lift, down. 1 more, up, over, lift, down. Let's take it right about hip height. Maybe look at your foot. And that's okay if your hips kind of draw to one side to look at your foot. That's okay. Wow. Okay, let's find child's pose there. Let's go to the other side. Come on up. Lots to do in 45 minutes. Okay, find those little finger pads. Here we go. We go out. So again, it's not a jerky movement. It's a fluid, even movement. So it's not like a push right at the end. That can be dangerous to do, so we don't want to do that. We're just finding the stopping point and then releasing it. Do a couple more. Let's do two. Okay, good. And we're just going to lift the knee just a little bit and then turn the knee out to the side and then rotate it in. So just feeling that movement deep in the hip joint, external, internal, external, internal. Two more, external, internal. One more, external, internal. Find neutral, flex your foot. We go up and down. Foot flexes, lead with your heel. Belly stays strong. Couple more, up and down. Hold this last one. Here we go. Pulse. 8, 7, 6. Push, push. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We drop to our forearms. Shoulders are out of the ears. Your leg goes long, and then it goes up. We'll cross, lift, lower, and up. So although we're working the hips and the legs, you're feeling a good sense of stability through your core center as that leg is moving. And up, and over, and lift, and down. Two more. Up, over, lift, and down. And one more. We go up, and over, and lift, and down. And you can just lift a little bit. Maybe look at your foot. Whoa, and bring it back. And we do that again. And bring it back. And let's stretch that back. Oh, I'm running out of time. Okay, we have to get a little side leg in, so let's do it. Whatever side you weren't working now, just go to the other side. So we're staying even. We're gonna go right into clam. We're just gonna do 4 clams because we did really quite a bit of tabletop type clam. So go ahead and lift your heels. We'll open and close, just 3 more. Open and close. 2 more. Just kind of a little prep work here. Last 1. Okay, keeping that bottom leg bent. Just reach that top leg. Feel that reach. It's right about hip height. You go up and then flex. Reach. Flex. Focus on the reach and flex. Reach. Flex. Up. Down. Up. Down. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Up and down. 3 more. Lift. Reach through the heel. Up and down. Last one. And down. We're going to hold right here. Flex your foot. Really feel that reach. And then kick it forward. You can take your hands to your hip, finding stability here through center as that leg just drags and it stays even. So as it goes forward or behind, it doesn't drop any further than hip height. 2 more. Kick. Sweep. This is a hard one. Kick. And sweep. So we'll kick forward. Bring that opposite bottom leg in. So you're at a diagonal here. Let's rotate the feet. We're going to go just straight up and down. Up and squeeze. So top leg lifts. It's rotated, right? It's externally rotated. So your heels meet, but your toes don't. We're working inner outer thigh. Lift, squeeze. Lift, squeeze. Up and down. Let's do 1 more. Up and down. Okay, we go to the other side. We'll just kind of get started with just 4 clams. Hips are stacked. That's important for clam. We'll open and close. Hips stay stacked. So these hip bones, this top one isn't behind the other one. It's right stacked on top. Right, let's do one more. Up and down. Okay, now the feet lower. Bottom leg stays bent. Top leg stretches out. Find that length. You go up and down. So you don't care how high you're going. You just want to feel the reach of the leg. Reach it, squeeze it. Reach it, squeeze. Point, flex, reach, press. Noticing the movement of the ankle as the ankle opens and closes. Open, close. 2 more. Open, close. Last one. Close here. We're right about hip height. Hips are stacked. And then that leg goes forward. It's a big stretch in the hamstrings. And then you just sweep it back, feeling the opening of the hip flexor. Kick it forward. Again, this is quite an advanced move to find pelvic stability as that leg is moving. Hamstrings can be a challenge here in this type of movement. Kick, sweep. Let's do one more. Kick, sweep. We'll go forward and that opposite leg will come. So set yourself up here. So if your legs are parallel, take a moment to feel the rotation where you're externally rotated. Your bottom leg stays grounded. Up and down. So if you can't go quite as high, that's okay. That's okay. Up and then squeeze. Left, squeeze. We want to feel light on the underside of our body. Right here, we don't want that overly pressing down into the mat. Lift, squeeze, up, squeeze. Let's do a couple more. Really reach through that heel, find length. Your leg keeps getting longer. Let's find our longest leg right here as we flex and go down. Okay, let's go on our back. And let's just find a figure 4. Crossing your ankle over your thigh, maybe staying right there. Maybe you even want to draw that in and just kind of move the leg. That feels good too. Or just finding a full figure 4 and a deeper stretch. Lots of options here. And then let's go ahead, that leg that's crossed, just hug it in and reach the bottom leg long. And then just shift your hips towards that leg that's bent and then let it cross. So you're gonna feel a nice stretch through the hip. Allow that shoulder. So my right leg is crossed and then my right shoulder just goes heavy on the mat. And then maybe for a full spinal twist, if you want to send your eyes opposite of that leg that's crossed. And then we come on back. And we cross. Maybe you want to bring it up and just kind of turn it, move it, or just keep the foot flexed, drawing that other leg up and in. This is a great stretch. Great, great, great stretch. Easy to do. Very important. Okay, let's hug that leg in. That opposite leg can go long. You want to scoop the hips a little bit over towards that bent leg, then let that leg cross, allowing the opposite shoulder then to be heavy. Feeling the stretch to the hips, possibly turning your head and neck gently in the opposite direction of where the leg is bent. All right, let's bring that back. You take your hand behind your thigh, kind of like a little cannonball, and we bring ourselves up. Let's take 2 deep breaths. It's been just a wonderful journey jumping in here to this Saturday class in the last month or so. I'm excited about continuing our Pilates Fusion on Wednesday mornings. We have other Pilates classes as well over at Southeast Y. Let's go ahead and turn those palms up. We take an inhale. It's an open mouth. Fully let it go. Let's do that one more time. I want to hear it. Inhale, we go up. Audible exhale. Excellent. Excellent work.